You are listening to Let Us Encourage You. Life is hard, we get it. But you don't have to live a life without joy and light. You can find your truth and live it. Let us encourage you. Here's Lady V.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You've tuned in to Let Us Encourage You. This is your girl, Veronica Stanford, a.k.a. Lady V. So this morning, I want you to grab your coffee, your tea, your juice, your water, your smoothie, your protein shake, whatever it is you choose to drink. And let's jump right into this session of patience. Let's be honest, and I want you to ask yourself something. Are you as patient as you think you are? Let's be honest. I've known a lot of people. Actually, I've known both sides of the spectrum of people saying, I don't have no patience. I can't tolerate that. I don't have tolerance. My patience are thin. God got to help me to work on my patience. And then I've heard other people say, I'm a very patient person. It takes a lot for me to, get impatient and, or other people stop being so impatient. But let's be honest with ourselves just for a minute. Are you really as patient as you think you are? And if you're impatient, can you become better? And if you have to deal with patience, which is one of the fruits of the Spirit, how many of us have made the mistake of saying, God, give me patience? And we're going to get into that probably in about 2 minutes. First of all, I want to give you the definition of patience. Patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. I want to say that again. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. I really do believe that we all have the capacity to have patience. But at what capacity does your patience sit? Have you ever been on an elevator and it'll say capacity, say 5,000 pounds, or you've seen some things that say seating capacity 300, or capacity, I think like when they go to the weigh station for trucks, it may be 10,000 pounds or 15,000, whatever the case may be. Capacity. The capacity is the amount of a thing or substance that something can hold. So what is your capacity on patience? Like if you go into an arena and it may say the capacity is 1,200. That means that building can seat 1,200 people without going over the fire code, or whatever, the regulation code or whatever. You go to a club, capacity 250. That means that club can hold 250 people comfortably without, it being, you've heard people say stacked to the capacity or full to the capacity. So if patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate a delay or trouble or suffering without getting angry or upset, what is your capacity? What is your capacity? I can sit and tell you that, my capacity for patience, honestly, I would say maybe about 90%. 90%. But that other 10%, I know those are things that God has to work on me with. And why do I say that? Because it does take a lot for me to get upset or blow a gasket or whatever when things don't go my way, or when there's a delay, or, when I'm going through suffering and trouble and things like that. But it's that other 10% that I believe God worries about. Because will you let that other 10% take you over the top? Will you let that 10% take you to a place that you may say something or you act a certain way that you can't recover from? How many times that we've been in a store, we've been in Walmart, or we've been at a gas station or something, and you've seen impatient people. And the first thing they say, oh, F this, y'all need to get more cashiers. This don't make, they're making a spectacle of themselves. That's that 10%. It's not that they don't have the capacity of being patient. It's just they use their other percentage to overtake the percentage that they already got. I hope that makes sense. Will we allow that percentage that we don't have to make us look like a fool, to embarrass ourselves, to make us, just seem intolerable? Or, I don't like being around this person. I don't like asking this person to take me places, because if I take too long, they get quiet, or they start fussing and they start yelling and all of that. Where is your capacity at when it comes to patience? And earlier I said we have this thing where we ask God for patience. Let me explain something to you, just in case you've never been told. I will be the first to tell you, do not ever, and listen to me well, do not ever ask God for patience. You want me to tell you why? Because He will put you in situations, He will put you around people that will test your everlasting nerve. And why? Because He's going to build patience in you. Patience ain't something that God gives you. Just like long suffering isn't something that God gives you. Being faithful, being kind, being gentle, being temperate, which is really self-control. He don't just give you these fruits. What God does, He's very strategic. He will put you in situations. He will allow circumstances to happen that it will build that character flaw in you. That's just like when you go outside and you plant a seed. Do you plant a seed in sand? Do you plant it in clay, or do you plant it in soil? So that's what God does. He will set the environment up, and He will plant you there for that environment to grow you. That was good. I could have preached on that one. God will put you in an environment to grow the very thing that you're asking Him for. If you want an apple tree, if you want a lemon tree, you're going to go out there and you're going to dig, and you're going to get that good soil. You're going to put fertilizer, and you're going to do all of that, and you're going to drop those seeds, right? Or you're going to plant that tree in that environment for which you want it to grow. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go water it. And you're going to give it fertilizer, you're going to feed it. And that's what God does. He plants us in situations that will grow the very thing that we're asking for, long suffering. Lord, strengthen me in long suffering. Help me better in long suffering. Okay. He will bring along situations that will cause suffering. And it'll go on and on and on and on to build you, so you don't break. So the first sign of trouble, you ain't falling apart. But you ask God for it. So when you ask God for patience, be very, very mindful of what you're asking Him for, because He will give you just that. But He ain't going to give you patience. He's going to give you situations and circumstances that will build patience. So again, ask yourself, Where's your patience at? Are we really as patient as we think we are? Can you deal with a delay, something that you've been believing God for, something that you've been trusting God for, something that you have spoken? Can you really have the patience to wait in a delay? A delay is not a denial. And what about when trouble comes? Do you have patience for God to deliver you? When suffering comes, do you have the patience for God to give you relief, for God to give you comfort, for God to give you peace? Do you really have that patience for that? Without getting angry, without getting upset, without throwing a temper tantrum, without being blasphemous, without cursing God, without getting angry with God, without getting angry with people around you, without throwing in the towel and just giving up and saying, you know what, F this, forget it. It is what it is. This, and that. Where's your patience level? Really sit down and think about where's your patience level at. And do you have enough patience in you that if it don't come when you want it, if it don't come like you think it should come, if it don't look like how you think it should look, if you don't get delivered in the timely fashion that you think, if you happen to lose some stuff before God comes and rescue you, will your patience carry you through to your breakthrough? Do you have enough patience to let it carry you to your breakthrough? Just think about that. This whole month, I will be talking about patience because I want us to get this, because perseverance brings forth patience, and patience, hope, and hope, faith. Everything that happens builds you. It builds you. God is building us. He's not trying to hurt us or break us, but he's building us. He is building us for something greater, for something better. So the next time something doesn't go your way, or, it doesn't happen as fast as you think it should, or, God doesn't come exactly when you want him to, or when you snap your fingers, will your patience be able to say, you know what? It's okay. I'm still going to trust God. I'm still going to believe God. I'm still going to stand on his word. There are some things right now that I'm believing God for. My daughter's truck has been in the Kia shop, was in the Kia shop for over a month. And we finally got it towed to Vaden Nissan. And now we still got to wait on some things, for them to put the warranty paperwork in and all that other stuff. But I had to look at it this way. That's not even my issue. That's her issue. And God is building some stuff in her. He's building patience in her. He's building long suffering in her. He's building faith and hope in her, but he's also building gratitude, because I do believe when she get her truck back this time, which is the second time it's been in the shop, and we just got it April of last year, and it's already been in the shop twice. So I believe that he's building gratitude in her, because when she get her truck back this time, she's going to be careful how she drive it. She's going to be careful how she travel. She's going to be very, very mindful that she went over a month, almost 2 months without a vehicle, and she had to depend on someone else. So when God does things, he strategically does them to build better characters in us. So don't ever think that God is doing something to be mean. He's doing something to help us. So I really hope this blessed someone and this really made you sit back and think on some things and how we act and the things we say and how we conduct ourselves when basically we can't have our way. When God don't come, when we want him. But one thing about him, he's always on time. So again, you've tuned in to Let Us Encourage You. And we've been talking about patience. I hope this blessed you. I hope it touched you. And I hope it made you sit back and, really, really think. And again, you've tuned in with your girl, Lady V. And I really hope and pray that you are learning to be the best version of yourself, because you owe it to yourself. And not just yourself, but everyone that you're connected to. And again, I pray that you have a blessed day. And don't forget to tune in next week, again, where we're talking about patience all this month. I love you all. Be blessed.